Hello and welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer. Before tackling the last great work of Teresa, the Foundations, I thought that it would be important to go back and take a look at the structure of man, which I have already covered, but I feel that it's such an important topic that I wanted to break it down into bite-sized pieces. It was a talk given by Friar John Emmanuel, Carmelite friar in Lyon, France in 2017. And he really makes it very clear just how God interacts with the soul to transform the person into himself. In other words, no longer I that live, but Christ that lives in me. So today we're going to look at the human being after a brief introduction. I hope you enjoy this series. So the structure of man looks at the challenges that we face as individual souls in interior prayer and exactly what happens to us, or rather to our soul, in prayer. In our busy Western society today, we truly have a problem knowing who we are and what goes on inside of us. We tend to live on the surface of ourselves and to define ourselves by the roles that we play in society and or in relationship to one another. We truly have difficulty identifying what happens within ourselves, but no worries. There are guideposts or maps, if you will, that help us to navigate within. So, the human being is a multi-dimensional being. We are not a solid block. This is one of the very important things to know about ourselves. For example, if I cut my finger, the only part on my body that hurts is not my whole body, which sometimes I have the impression that it is. It's just the finger. That's it. My finger hurts. I cut it. So bringing this idea into our interior world, into our prayer world, something can happen at one level of the soul, while the other levels are not affected. People get discouraged, though, and they give up quickly because of the distractions that are going on one level. But remember, we have several realities within us. And these different levels have to very gradually be discovered. Why? Because we realize in this prayer that we are complex beings. Self-discovery or self-knowledge. We progressively learn who we are, and one of the first fruits of interior prayer, Carmelite prayer, is the discovery of ourselves. Once we begin to learn to live less at the surface of ourselves, we come to see our own poverty. We learn that we are incapable of praying as we ought. In other words, we yawn, we get bored, we get distracted, we look at our watch, we become impatient, etc. So this is the end of part 1. Just bite-sized pieces. So the next bite-sized piece will address our sensory being. Hope you come back. Take care. Blessings. Bye-bye.